Hi, I'm Anne, also known as Knit4 Together. In this video, I'm going to show you how I do Judy's Magic Cast On. Casting on in this way eliminates the need to knit through the back loop on the second needle, which can help prevent mistakes. To do Judy's Magic Cast On, you will need one circular needle, and then you can continue using the magic loop, 2 circular needles, or transition to using double-pointed needles. This allows you to knit your project in the way you feel most comfortable.
Take the tail over your index finger and the working yarn over your thumb, just like in the long tail cast on. Insert the top needle under the yarn using your index finger. Come under the bottom and between the needles, and your thumb between the needles and over the top, under the bottom and between and over the top, under, between and over the top, and I will slow this down in just a minute. With the yarn over the top needle, you will bring your index finger under and the yarn between the needles, and with your thumb between the needles and over the top, under and between the needles, and over the top, under and between the needles, Now turn your work to secure the tail. Bring the tail up and wrap it over the working yarn, and bring the working yarn up and around the tail to secure it, and now you're ready to begin knitting. If you're working with a magic loop, pull out the bottom needle and begin knitting across. With 2 circular needles, pull out the bottom needle and pick up the other end of the top needle to begin knitting across your stitches. After finishing the first row, you're going to give the tail a small tug to tighten things up. Turn your work over, and you're going to pull out that bottom needle and adjust the top needle back. Pulling out the bottom needle, you will continue knitting with magic loop, or with 2 circulars, you will pick up the other end of the top needle to begin knitting across your final stitches. Here's 1, 2, and so on. Here you can see I have knit a few rounds. This gives us enough fabric to fold the work in half, and you can see the seamless cast on. It's a perfect cast on for knitting socks or mittens. Once you have knit enough rounds to fold your work, you can transition to double-pointed needles. Again, pull out the bottom needle to create some space and begin knitting. You will knit half the stitches from the top needle onto one double-pointed needle, and then repeat with a second double-pointed needle for the rest of the stitches on the top needle. It's time to turn our work and pulling back the circular needle. Again, using a double pointed needle, you will knit half the stitches on the new top needle onto one double pointed needle, and then repeat for the rest of the stitches onto another double pointed needle. You now have your work on 4 double pointed needles.